From Radio DePaul, Chicago's college connection.
My father spent 3 years restoring this car. It is his love. It is his passion.
I'm Michael Cera, and human skin is my passion.
I learned to feel things I've never felt before. Love, jealousy, passion for disemboweling.
Look at all the passion on that wall.
Well, jazz flute has always been a small passion of mine.
It's a bathroom.
It's not just a bathroom, David. It's a passion project.
My passion project. Destroying someone else's passion project.
This is Passion Project with your host, Peyton Baisden.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, we're just two little guys in the
Hello.
studio today.
Hello.
We're just two little guys. No, this is serious. Welcome back to Passion Project.
We're big
We
boys.
just grew up.
Big boys.
We grew up.
We just evolved.
Evolved.
We just evolved.
Oh my goodness, guys! Welcome one, welcome all, to another episode of Passion Project.
Yeah.
And when we started this season, I made a promise.
Mm-hmm.
I made a promise to myself, to the viewers, to the universe, that this was going to be the greatest season of Passion Project that has ever happened. And we are currently on track. And in the spirit of making this the greatest season that has ever happened, I need to keep getting greater and greater guests. And that continues this week with loyal listeners, loyal viewers, loyal friends. We have a very, very special guest with us today.
So special.
He was little and now he is big.
And I evolved.
You evolved.
Goalie. I'm
we,
saying.
we should do the whole episode like that. Where you pretend to be a Pokemon.
Goalie. What? Well,
What's
you're,
up?
You're Peyton. You're
my gosh.
Pokemon, you're Peyton. So what's your?
Peyton.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's like if I'm like when I do like a move.
What's your move? What's your move?
Oh my gosh. The first one that came to mind was Aqua Jet. That's my move.
That exists. That's a good move.
Gravity. That's a good one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So many good moves. But speaking of moves, we've only got one person on the show today making moves. That is my good friend and valued guest, Cully.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me.
I am. The pressure should be on because if this doesn't go well, the show's over.
The season's ruruined.
Our perfect season is over.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I will probably quit forever.
Oh, okay.
A lot's at stake here.
All right.
But no pressure.
No pressure.
Because you're going to do great.
Mm-hmm.
Cully, we have a little segment on this show.
Yeah.
Called the Passion Probe.
Mm-hmm.
And in this section, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about yourself.
Yeah.
Some are real thinkers. Some ask you to like question who it is to be you.
Okay.
How and why you exist. Really, we like to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start off. Cully, do you have a preference for cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Good answer.
Not even
close.
No beat. You started. Do you have a preference? I was already thinking dogs.
Okay.
I was thinking dogs. I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, that'll really do it.
So that'll
really
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you consider the hairless cat?
No, they're ugly.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you shoot straight. You know what you want.
I'm sorry.
You know how you feel, and that nothing wrong with that. That's what you're passionate, and we like that here.
And I'm on a project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cully, do you have a favorite number?
A favorite number?
Yeah.
I kind of don't. I feel like that's very heavy with like sports. Like sports people will play and they have their numbers.
Right.
And either those mean something for the sport or they don't mean something for the sport. Or like you're like a math person and and there's like a number that is like, oh, it's a prime number. Oh, it's so even in certain terms. But to me, numbers, they don't have any sort of like emotional resonance for me. It's too logical. If I had to pick one, though, I would say 529.
529.
529 because my birthday is
May
May
29th.
29th. So 529. I use it in a lot of my passwords.
Just
so
putting that out there.
Just don't
Just putting that out.
chill with that knowledge.
Don't do
Chill
that.
with that knowledge, but it's true. That's probably my favorite.
Isn't the
number.
529 some kind of tax form also, or
God, I
some
hope not.
financial
That's
document?
such a lame.
Did you file your
answer, then.
529s?
I don't know.
You're gonna go down soon.
They're gonna get me.
And then they're gonna hack all your accounts because they know your password.
Because now they know my password.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the next question is: is there a significant phrase that you would use? I guess to protect something online. Do you have like a go-to password? I guess you use for things.
I do have a go-to password.
Awesome.
This password.
No,
I won't say it.
I just want to know if you did.
I won't say it.
I don't need to know what it is.
But I literally use it
for
everything. And sometimes you have to have like a special character. It's always an exclamation point. Sometimes I need more letters. It's always an S to make it plural. And the number, you already know what the number is.
Yeah.
529. Sometimes a 0 will be at the front. Sometimes it won't be.
Ooh.
But
Who's to say?
just, you know some numbers now.
Yeah.
That are relevant to a lot of my security online.
I had a password I used for most of my life. It is terrible.
It's bad.
It is so.
It's like an easy password.
It is like so simple and so easy. And then I branched out, and now I have a second one.
That's
I
smart.
use.
That's really smart.
But like it's really funny because I'll go try and log into an account that I've had for years, and I'm like, oh wait, I know what this password is.
Yeah.
Thank God for two-factor authentication.
Oh,
like that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Because like even if somebody can guess my really easy password, they'll need my phone number also.
And your phone will tell you too.
And my phone will tell
It'll
me, be
say,
like,
"Yo,
hey, was
is
this you?
And it's always me.
Yeah, it's never not happened. Which is a good thing.
It's never not been me, which is a good thing. Though it's Gmail. Gmail will always hit me with that, and it's always me.
It's always YouTube that pops up, and it's like, hey, YouTube's
Yes,
letting me know something.
YouTube, yeah,
and it'll
YouTube
be there
will do
the
that too.
whole day.
Yeah.
I need to like clear it.
It's
I'm
like connected to your Google. YouTube's like, whoa.
Need to protect. I guess it's trying to protect Passion Project on YouTube. All of our videos.
No way.
Yeah, we
No way.
we are uploaded there.
Yeah, but what if I don't want to watch it? I just want to listen to it.
Well, you can always listen on Spotify. But actually, Spotify started doing a video thing now too. So
Wait,
you can
actually?
yeah, you can. Well,
Is it like vertical only though?
I think you can move it horizontal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Wow.
And you can turn off the video.
Wow.
We live
in a magical
Don't get me
time.
started on the era of video podcasts because I will not stop. Okay, Cully, these questions are going to start getting a little more specific.
Okay.
A little bit more in line with the really niche interest you've brought with us today.
Yeah.
Brought for us.
One of the most famous companies in like the world.
Care to share with our audience what you're talking about today?
I'm here to talk about Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I'm wearing a sweatshirt with
Shout
one of
out.
my favorites. It's got Mimikyu on it.
Nice.
He's from Sun and Moon 3DS generation. I love this sweatshirt, and I love Pokemon, and I can talk about it for a long time.
And we're gonna test that theory.
There's a lot to talk about
today.
Yeah.
We have a bit of. I'm gonna do a Pokemon passion probe of sorts.
Okay.
We're gonna take these questions
Yeah.
to Pokemon experience.
Uh-huh.
And I would love to hear your answers. Cully,
Yeah.
what type are you?
Okay. I'm actually really glad. Last night,
Mm-hmm.
I was hanging out with two of like my best longest friends.
Mm-hmm.
One of them my roommate, one of them goes to school in New York, and he was over last night, and
Mhm.
there was a talk. We're having a sleepover, like the good
As
old
you do.
days,
Yeah.
hanging out, we're gaming, and I stop everything
Mm-hmm.
to ask this very question to the culture.
Hold on.
I asked this question. We were going based on like vibes. They said to me that I felt like a normal type, which is such. I mean, it's the normal type. It's so boring,
right.
but I think there's something to it. There's a lot of types. There's 18 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't really resonate to like fire or dragon.
Right.
But also like, and then there, there's like water and there's grass. I don't I don't love to swim. I'm not very close with nature, and I just think of myself as like a very normal guy.
Right.
And I think I'm a pretty normal guy, and I think that's the type that I would be.
I can very much imagine encountering you on Route 1, and it'll be like
I'm a Route 1 guy.
Yeah.
And I'm decent for most of the game.
Right.
My stats aren't gonna carry you to the very end. But I'm cute.
Yeah.
You'll keep me around. I'm decent. I got okay moves.
You'll
They're
hit a
all
few
right.
really solid tackles in the early game.
Very solid tackles.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just a normal guy.
Yeah,
Just a normal
guy.
Nothing
Normal guy.
special.
Nope.
I'm normal. I'm not bad. I'm not magic or anything.
No.
Just normal.
Normal.
Just normal.
Do you, any dual typing on your normal or
No,
just
no.
straight normal?
Or
Straight normal.
Wow. Straight normal. Straight up normal.
Straight normal.
Pure normal type.
Pure
I think so.
normality.
If I'm picking based on like just fun, I maybe pick like normal poison.
Awesome.
I like a lot of poison type Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
which is like I'm not a very like toxic person,
No.
but
no.
there's a lot of poison types that I really like. So
some cool ones.
if I'm going just based on like what I want, what does Cully want, normal poison. We'll
Mm-hmm.
say that.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
And I guess I'm building off this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If you were a gym leader
Mhm.
of in one of these Pokemon regions, what type do you think you'd be the gym leader for?
So the question I asked last night, the question you just asked just now,
Yeah.
had the same exact follow up.
Really?
I feel like I feel like I've already been on this podcast.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, you were training last night.
and I stuck with normal.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I went through made a whole team.
Oh, I was gonna
of
ask.
guys.
Do you have a
Do
team?
I
would love to see your.
I can
your
pull
team.
it up. I just need to. You got to give me a second.
I'll give you a second. I'll give you as many seconds as you'd like.
Because I've got them. I can show you them.
Mm-hmm.
First up we got Stoutland.
Oh.
He's a dog, kind
He
of
is-
similar to what we talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
He's from one of my favorites, Pokemon Black and White.
Yes.
He's the Route 1 normal for that game.
Yes,
So I
yes.
resonate with him a lot.
Mhm.
Next up, another Black and White champion, Braviary.
Ooh.
He's like a
eagle.
bald
Yeah.
eagle. This region's based on America, so he's like a very American guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not to get political.
Yeah.
But Brave, just a cool guy. Just a cool. Here's a newer Pokemon, Ursaluna.
Oh, good.
Ursaluna.
Good pull.
He's a big old bear.
Mm-hmm.
I love
This
bears.
is base form Ursaluna.
No. There's an edgy Blood Moon Ursaluna. Not this
that
guy.
one. Not that one. Not the
No,
scary
no,
one.
not this guy. And this is also not the cutest picture. Look at this guy. Is he
Aw.
adorable?
Yeah, he's just a little guy.
In real life, I wish I had a bear that I could call a friend. And right on his back, he'll take me to school.
Mm-hmm.
I can take a nap on his furry chest. And I feel like this guy will.
Yeah.
This guy does that.
He's chill. He's cute.
He does that. Next up is Komala. He is Komala is a little koala
Mm-hmm.
who is always sleeping. He's always sleeping. So in the game, he has a special ability where he can't be poisoned, burned, because he's always drowsy, and that takes up. You can only have one status effect at a time in Pokemon, so that takes up. That he will always be drowsy, but he can still do actions and stuff. And he's so cute, dude.
Yeah,
he's
having the time of his life.
He's adorable. There's actually a theory that the Pokemon, it's a koala holding just a log that kind of looks like a pillow or a plushie or something like that.
Right.
The theory is that the Pokemon itself is actually the log,
Really?
and the guy attached to it is kind of just there for show because his shiny. Every Pokemon has a special shiny form. Komala doesn't change. The bear itself doesn't change. The log changes.
Huh.
And that's what makes it a shiny Komala as opposed to a regular Komala.
That's really interesting.
Fine. Let me get back on track. I can go on a lot of rabbit holes.
We go deep.
You might
We
have
go
to
deep.
rein me back in at certain points. And finally, I'm picking Drampa,
Awesome.
who is a dragon. He's a dragon type, but he's a normal type.
Mhm.
So he's like the idea is that he's like an old grandpa dragon. That's what he's called, Drampa. And I like this guy.
He's got a lot
like-
of whimsy to him.
I like this guy. He's very whimsical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
I'd imagine him similar to Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely exists within that universe. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm
That's-
glad you had that.
That's my
that
crew. I
ready.
think that's 6, but
I think that's 6.
yeah.
I remember
approximately
approximately 6. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you anticipate yourself being a little early or later on in the game? Like how challenging is this fight?
I mean, I picked a lot of guys that are fully evolved. So that would make you believe that I'm an end game kind of gym leader, but actually I think I would fall more early.
Okay.
First or second gym. I like the idea that I'm teaching new trainers as they go on their adventure.
Right.
It's just the basic normal typing.
And you're like, this is how Pokemon works.
This is how it works. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know. Here's my dragon. Here's my bear. Figure it out, kid.
They're my friends.
Figure it
Yeah.
out, kid.
Yeah.
So I see myself as like an early sort of gym leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Showing people the ropes.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah.
And I guess last question for you. This is a question that I find difficult in a lot of contexts. So take it as you will.
Yeah.
Do you have a singular favorite Pokemon, or which is a difficult question? It's a very difficult question. So I will allow you to offer up a few that like really resonate with you.
Okay. This is a good question because every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
There are over 1,000 of them. That's so many, and
a
all
lot.
of them are loved by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have any particular like hot takes on favorite Pokemon, but there's a lot of Pokemon that I like. And you can tell because I either have some sort of merch of them,
right,
or I have a plush of them. I have a plush.
Yeah.
So out of my favorite, my true champions, on the sweatshirt is Mimikyu. He's a
good one.
Ghost
It's a
fairy.
really good one.
He's a ghost fairy type. He's a little ghost that inhabits a old decrepit Pikachu plush because because the Pokemon wants to be loved by society as much as Pikachu is. So he inhabits a Pikachu doll and possesses it, and that's just
cool.
That's just good storytelling. That's just beautiful storytelling. Next up is Fanpy. I don't know if you know Fanpy. He's a blue and orange elephant.
Oh, the little elephant guy. Yes.
Oh God, this guy's adorable, bro. Oh my God, he's so cute. He's so cute. I have a little plush of him. He sits on my bed. Here's a cool one. Noivern.
Oh, Noivern's awesome.
Is a wyvern is a dragon that has like speakers on its head. I love his color scheme. I think he's very threatening, but I think at the same time he's also like kind of cute. He's kind of cute, and he's got a cool shiny form. His color palette. And then last up, God, I could go on my favorite Pokemon for forever, but there's a Pokemon called Farfetch'd. He's a
Classic.
duck. He's a duck with a leak. That's all it is. He's from Generation 1. He's from Red and Blue. He's an OG Pokemon. But in when Pokemon came to the Switch in Sword and Shield, they gave him a new form, called Galarian Farfetch'd. And this is him, and this is one of my favorites.
Oh, he looks mean now.
He's meaner for sure, but he, instead of having a little leak, he's got a gigantic sledgehammer leak that he swings around. He's in Red and Blue, he's a normal flying type. In this game, he's a pure fighting type.
Wow.
He's a brawler. And he swings around this big old leak. I think he's sassy. He's kind of cute. He's funny. He's got a big old leak. I like him a lot. I like him a lot.
He's got a lot of personality.
And then, wait, sorry, I have to bring up one more. because this is a poison type. So circling back to what I said
Yes,
before,
poison.
there's a lot of poison types I really like. This is Clodsire. He's from the newest set of games, Scarlet and Violet. And already loved Pokemon Wooper. I feel like that's Pokemon. A lot of
Wooper's
people
awesome.
know.
Yeah.
Wooper got a new form.
Uh-huh.
Called Paldean Wooper, and he evolves into Clodsire, who is he is awesome. He's awesome.
There's nothing behind those eyes.
No,
He's just a guy.
He's like a clump of mud
Yeah.
that's kind of fish shaped, and he just has just the face that makes you want to give it a hug.
Yeah, he looks very cuddly, except the fact that he's probably incredibly poisonous.
He's very poisonous. He's a ground poison type.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So those are some of my favorites. Shout out to some of my guys.
Shout out.
Some of my guys.
If you're listening, Clodsire,
Yeah.
we love you.
I like this. I don't know if you have I don't know how deep you go with into the visual side of it, but if you're at home, I encourage, I don't know, looking it up on Google. That's why I just have my phone just pulling up Safari.
Yeah.
Images will show up right away. It's hard to spell a lot of the names I've said, but if you figure it out, you get a visual guide to listen along and react.
Experience and be like,
you can agree.
whoa.
Yeah, you can disagree. And then leave
Comment down
leave
below.
Leave a
Comment down
YouTube
below.
comment.
Yeah, I'd be like,
saying your top-
Clodsire is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these questions apply to you too.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
put it down in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for driving engagement. That's really important.
$20, right?
Yeah.
20
easy,
bucks, right?
Easy. Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And subscribe. Leave a like.
Yeah. Always.
Can you pinpoint the moment your journey with Pokemon began? Was there a moment?
I think there's kind of a lot of moments. I, as a kid, one of my first video game consoles was actually this guy. I brought this prop to take the picture with. It's a Game Boy Advanced SP. This one actually is one the first video game things I ever received. It came with the Mario Kart for Mario Kart Super Circuit, I think is what it's called. And actually I didn't have Pokemon for a while. I would watch the show. I would watch the anime. Just because in the way that all kids did. I was
Right.
I
It was
really,
on.
a fan,
Yeah.
but it was on.
It was on.
And then one of my first friends, point blank, Charlie, we met in kindergarten. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but because we grew up together. If I text him right now, I'm 100% sure we'd still be friends. We'd still be cool.
Yeah.
If you're listening,
Charlie.
I love you. But he kind of he had a lot of Pokemon toys. He had a lot of he had the games, specifically Pokemon Emerald. This is Generation 3, so this is the third iteration of the game series. Came out in 2003, I think. That's the year I was born, 2003. So I'm kind of connected to this game very, very deeply. So he would show me Pokemon, and I just thought it was cool. I would watch the show, so we would play with the toys. I'd watch him play, and then eventually, we finally ordered a copy of Pokemon Emerald from eBay. And that's when I played through it right here, Pokemon Emerald.
Oh wow.
And that's the first Pokemon game. I picked Mudkip.
Honestly, phenomenal choice.
Yeah.
One of the best
Mudkip.
starter Pokemon
Yeah.
of all time.
Unless
Unless you're against an electric type, then it's terrible. Anything else?
Yes.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I think that's what drew me in. That's what started my Pokemon adventure.
And then you've been playing ever since.
And I've played ever since.
And
Yeah.
that does raise a
Yeah.
very important question, a point of contention among
Yes.
many fans.
Yes.
What are your starter Pokemon preferences?
What,
Do you-
you're talking
do you-
type? Do I have a type preference?
I know a lot of let's break it down. I know a lot of people prefer one of the three types on average. They're all in on every generation. Let's get this type.
Yeah.
Is that you, or are you a person who varies it by generation just based off of vibes of like this one?
The starters gotta win me over. I gotta, because usually they will reveal the starters. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
When a new game, when a new generation, when a new game is coming out, they're gonna reveal these starters. This is a make or break moment. And from that, I will pick one, just purely based on vibes, how it looks. If it, sometimes I'll pick the cool one, sometimes I'll pick the cute one. I'm not at all consistent in types, though. I do the one that I like, out of the three, I like the most grass types.
Okay.
Though I think it's only by like one.
Okay.
So like Turtwig.
Awesome.
He's a grass turtle from Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. He's my favorite starter of all time. Turns into Torterra, big old tortoise with a tree on his back.
He's cool.
You cannot get any cooler than that. What are the other? Yeah, Mudkip, Bulbasaur. Out of the OG3, Bulbasaur's my goat. He's cute and adorable. Venusaur is fierce and strong.
Yes.
He's also a poison type. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It all comes back together.
It's coming back. There's a lot of poison types I like. And then like, I guess I like Cyndaquil the most out of the Gen 2 guys.
I'm gonna be so
Johto.
real. Chikorita does nothing for me. I am personally like a grass purist. I love.
You're a grass purist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for Mudkip. I love Mud. I think Sceptile's cool. I think Trico's cool. But like
cool.
Mudkip is just better.
And some generations, so Gen 3, and I feel this way about Gen 4 too. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. That's got Torchic, Mudkip, Trico. Great. No wrong answer.
Right.
Absolutely no wrong answer. I feel the same way about Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Turtwig, Piplup, Chimchar. No wrong answer.
Right.
They're all really super duper cool. Later, there are winners and there are losers. And
that's just how it is.
That is a simple
fact of life.
That is a simple fact of life. You get to like I don't know. For my context, when did you are you an average player? Are you casual? Did you stop at a lot of people stop at a certain point.
I started playing Generation 5.
Yeah.
Black and White.
Black and White. I love Black and White.
And
love that one.
I played every single like mainline game. I have not played Scarlet or Violet.
Okay.
All I do now, most of my like Pokemon experiences now is I just kind of like follow competitive Pokemon and that's it.
But
like and it makes me want to play the games again.
Yeah.
We'll see, but like that's sort of like the vibe I had.
Yeah.
Good games.
So that the Black and White. Well, okay. Competitive Pokemon. That's a whole other separate topic.
Thing.
Maybe
that's
we'll get there later.
Yeah.
I'll keep carrying with my train of thought. Black and White.
Yes.
Black and White. I'm really torn between like Tepig and Oshawott. I think Tepig is like kind of my go-to. Snivy.
Okay. That's number one right there. That's my
number
dog.
One.
That's my dog.
One.
Honestly, I remember playing that game, and I picked Snivy, and I just kept losing with him. But I felt like an obligation to keep him on my
Snivy's hard
team.
mode in that game.
Yeah, he's not
Snivy
great. He's pure grass. He stays grass.
Pure grass has a lot of weaknesses. Snivy is also a more. It's supposed to be like a quick, tanky Pokemon, which is
it's not like an archetype that's
Effective.
effective.
Yes, it's not a common archetype. So early game, you don't have a lot of powerful moves. And you also don't have a lot of good defensive moves. It doesn't get a good setup defensive move. It gets Coil once it becomes like Superior.
Yeah.
Superior is also competitive.
I'm so glad Superior actually has like a competitive niche that is effective, and I'm like, I don't know how this happened for this like Pokemon that nobody really likes.
No one really likes Snivy. That's the thing. But competitively, it's a monster. It's got an ability called Contrary. When a stat is lowered on Superior, Contrary does the opposite. So if you lower and there's a move called Leaf Storm. When you use that move, your special attack decreases so that the next time you use that move, it's not going to be as much. For superior, it is the opposite with contrary. When you use Leaf Storm, it will get stronger each and every time you use it. That is valuable. That is, he becomes a sweeper. He kind of leaves the tank behind.
But
and I think that's beautiful.
It's awesome. But then when you're like a 10-year-old child playing this game by yourself, because I also
it doesn't work like that.
As soon as I started that game, I got a mystery gift with a level 100 Zekrom in it, who was like the legendary on the box.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that's all I'd use. I'd be like, why am I using this dumb snake? He doesn't do anything. I'll send him my lightning dragon.
Yep. Which that's a very common experience for a kid. And another, I think, like another like core memory of kids is there are damaging moves, and then there are like stat boosting moves.
I never used a stat move. I didn't get it.
As a kid, you're young. Yeah. You want to do damage. That's all this is. But then they're maturing in Pokemon is realizing that the best moves in the games are the one that boosts your stats. Plain and simple. But when they get they're boring. Boost my attack. Boo. Boring. Yeah. I want to do damage. Hyper Beam.
Yes.
Fire Blast. Leaf Storm. You're hitting those moves.
Good
so
moves.
I get that. But so I lean more towards the grass types. Yeah. So, but when I'm picking starters, I'm not leaning towards grass automatically. It is just like you just have to win me over on vibes.
I'm trying to vibe you out because I'm curious. I don't know because I don't see you as like a Greninja fan, but
I am a Greninja.
But I'm like maybe are you?
I'm sorry
because that's a crazy Pokemon.
I mentioned before there are generations with starters that have all right answers. Generation 6. This is the first set of games on the 3DS. This is X and Y. This is when they stopped doing colors for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do some more obscure. We're back to colors though. Scarlet Violet, we're back. But I digress. That set of starters, there is a right answer, and it is Froakie, it is Greninja, and it's not fair because the show gave Greninja everything.
Yeah,
they gave Greninja everything. It's not fair, but come on, he's a frog ninja water guy. Come on, that guy's cool.
He is objectively cool.
That is cool.
It's
a water and dark type. He's mysterious.
He throws shurikens.
He throws water shurikens. Come on.
They put him in Super Smash Bros.
They put him, and not all Pokemon are created equal. That is just the Pokemon
true.
Company has a pure Charizard bias, a pure Pikachu bias. But the company, that's the guys that sell. Those are the guys that sell, but
if you're profitable,
every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon,
right.
And I think they forget that sometimes. I think that's bad. I think that's bad.
Where's the love for Vanillux? Where's the love for Stunfisk?
See, there are duds. There are weird Pokemon. There are filler Pokemon, like the ice cream Pokemon, the Vanillite, Vanillux, Vanillish. Peyton loves those guys.
Yeah, they're great. Are you gonna speak ill of Clink Clang and Clink Clang?
The gear guys. They're just gears. They're floating gears. I mean, come on. But all love. All these Pokemon are deserving of love, and someone out there is gonna love them. I got a meme sent to me earlier about this idea. But putting out that this horrible abomination called Bruxish is someone's favorite. It's just it is a pink and yellow and blue fish with human lips and teeth, and it looks ugly. But that is someone's favorite. Someone loves Bruxish. There's no merch. There's no Bruxish merch. There's no doll. You don't want a doll of Bruxish. He's ugly.
It's gotta be it's big with the kids.
He's a water psychic type. I don't know why. I don't know what makes him psychic. He's a fish. I don't know what makes him psychic.
It's the lips. The lips read minds.
And absolutely entranced lips.
It has like a thing on its head, right?
It has like a bulb.
Yeah, but that's the psychic bulb that it communes with other fish and
that could
creatures.
Be it. That could be it.
Yeah,
that could be it.
That could definitely.
So, Yeah,
It's a
so
funny Pokemon.
it's ugly. I'll say it. But we need the duds. We need the duds. This is important.
Right. To make the Greninjas of the world shine
To make
brighter.
the Greninjas shine brighter, and just that's balance.
Mhm.
Not all Pokemon can be Charizard. Not all of them can be cute. Not all of them can be cool and awesome and scary. Some of them have to just be a flamingo. That's in the new games.
Yeah, that's just a flamingo.
It's a flamingo.
What is it? Flamigo? Is that its name?
That's what it's called. Flamingo.
So it's flamingo without one letter.
Yeah. Well, because it's a region based on Spain.
Spain,
So
like
it's
amigo. Yeah,
Amigo.
flamigo.
Flamingo. It's a
Yeah.
fighting type too.
That's
It's a flying fighting type.
awesome. Yeah,
I can't really tell you why. I don't know.
it'll like kick you. I think. I don't know.
It'll
It's,
kick you. Well, I think it's based on like lawn flamingos, so it's like a little plasticky. So I think the idea, because its neck is like tied up in a knot at like the base where it meets the body, and I think the idea is that like it uses its like elastic body to like tie itself up and like release that like potential or something like that.
Wow.
And that's what makes it a fighting type.
That's
It's something
high concept.
It's
That's
something
good
like
stuff.
that. It's a real thinker. It is a real thinker.
Yeah.
But Flamigo's someone's
favorite. Yeah.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
If any of the Pokemon we've mentioned is your favorite, feel free to leave a comment down
should
below. Let
you
us
should
know.
say that not once, but up to 3 times.
Yeah,
In the
just so we
in the
really know.
comments. Just so we know. We
And
have
then
to
I'll
know.
I will personally respond to you and be like, "Wow, I
And if there's
also love Flamigo."
And if there's anyone live that is listening and is just pissed and is just so PO'd right now,
Mhm.
then just like text me personally and and just air out your grievances and
Send in your favorite Pokemon and we'll rank them
and
live
we'll,
on
yeah,
air.
and we'll make fun of you.
Yeah,
or,
be like-
or agree.
Unless it's a great pick.
Or agree. So
Cool.
yes. So yeah, in terms
Sweet.
of starters,
Gameplay.
grass. It's just
Grass is good.
Grass
on
is
average.
good. Grass is good.
Grass is really cooked. At least the last 2 generations.
There's a lot, grass. Has a lot
Rillaboom's popping off.
grass has a lot of weaknesses.
It does. On average.
I immediately got a text from Aurora, my girlfriend, when I talk about Shellos. Shellos is her favorite Pokemon.
I rock with Shellos.
There's 2 Shelloses.
Yeah.
There's a blue Shellos and there's a pink
Pink
and there's
Shellos.
a pink Shellos. I'm actually more partial to the pink one.
Really?
She loves the blue one.
I like that. I'm a blue prefer.
I mean, they're both freaking adorable. They're really cute.
Yeah, see, I like this guy. This guy doesn't offend me.
He's got a good
He's
color
nice.
palette.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is more like on like the design and like the theory of like designing that goes behind each of the Pokemon. But what they've said, what one of the like art directors have said about like creating Pokemon and designing these monsters is that they have to base minimum to even be considered to exist as a Pokemon is you need to have a unique silhouette. So if you just look at all the Pokemon silhouettes, aside from a few, because like there's a Pokemon that's just a ball, and it
Electrode.
and
it
it
evolves
evolves
into another ball.
and it got a new form in one of the real games. So there's technically like 4 different Pokemon that are just balls. Those guys don't really count. There are other spherical Pokemon, but
They're different.
their silhouettes are presented differently.
Like
and
Spheal.
like Spheal.
The sphere seal.
is a spherical seal, and you can tell
great
that
stuff.
it's not just a ball because the way that the art is drawn, it shows his fins and his teeth and stuff like that, and it's a cute Pokemon, and it has a wholly unique silhouette, and that's like the idea is that's how no 2 Pokemon really feel the same, even when some are similar just in concept or vibes or type. They have to have a unique silhouette,
Right.
and I just think that's
That's beautiful.
that's a good game.
Mhm.
I don't know.
It gives everybody something to fall in love with.
Exactly, it's beautiful in a
It's
way.
special.
And that's how they get away with making like dinky games for the Switch. And people still love them because they love the monsters, man. That's it. They draw you in, and you keep it. I'm just that kind of fan at this point where it's like, yeah, they're making games. In terms of video games, they're not making the most advanced innovations. But I just like these guys. I just like these guys, and they're fun.
These little guys.
These little guys.
My crew.
Dude, my crew, my friends, bro. They're my friends. That's how I feel about these pixels. They're my friends.
These Pixelmon.
No way.
No way.
No way.
Pixelmon Pole.
Put them in Minecraft.
Yeah, you put them in Minecraft. That's a whole other can of worms. But Pokemon, if I remember correctly, is the best-selling like franchise
ever,
IP ever.
Yeah, ever
of all time.
Ever. Yeah.
Which it makes sense. Like it's marketable. Again, like everybody has their own favorite, but there's the games.
There's the games.
Games you buy. That makes money.
Games you buy.
Trading cards.
Oh.
Never has there been a more prevalent trading card.
No.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's one that stands tall. Like there's like Magic the Gathering. Well, okay. My one weakness in Pokemon is the card game.
I don't know how to play the game.
I do not know how it works. I don't know how it works.
Right.
Last year, I watched Pokemon Worlds for the first time, which is their big competitive event for their 3 big fish, which is the games, which is the best one, obviously.
Yeah, I love the games.
TGC, the trading card game, and then Pokemon Go is like the big,
like a battle, like Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, there's like the battle format. I don't really know. I mean, they just like it actually looks like this. It's 2 people tapping on a screen.
Oh, like, and they're fighting.
Yeah,
awesome.
And
awesome.
And there's it's a whole different meta of competitive. I don't understand it. I don't get it. and I peeked onto the trading card. The champ. It was like Champions Day, so they're just playing all the champion rounds back to back. And I just peeked on the trading card game, and I was I haven't been ever more confused in my life than watching that. Like, what was happening? They always have like commentators and stuff, and they were not helping. I was lost. I was lost. There's a lot of rules in that game.
Yeah, and there's like
but
energy
the app,
and,
they like simplify it.
Yes.
And even on I don't really play the battles on the app. I just like collecting the cards,
opening your packs.
It's an endless endeavor because I will never I've only completed one of the packs, and I think it only had like 70 cards. But now they're coming out with packs or like sets that have like 150 like cards.
Oh wow!
And I'm just opening packs. I'm not getting anything new, and it's depressing. But I don't really play the battles and stuff.
Yeah.
But they simplified it a lot, so anyone can play.
Anyone can
the
play
card game.
Yeah.
But yes, they
have
so much money. They have the most. They have
the most money ever.
A company.
Can
have.
Pokemon Go was the biggest thing in the world.
Oh my god.
For like 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
And then I know people who still play it.
There's a lot of people that still play it.
Yeah.
The games are like bestsellers pretty much always, even when people don't like them.
They're like, this game is bad. Cool.
I'll
play
it. And that's just the kind of fan I am. It's just Sword and Shield on the Switch, Scarlet Violet on the Switch. Like, there's nothing.
I had fun.
The games look bad. Just purely objectively. Scarlet and Violet, they made the Pokemon look really good. Everything else in the game looks like garbage. But they made the Pokemon. They made like new textures and stuff. So now you can see if a Pokemon is. You can see like the scales of a scaly Pokemon, or like you can really see the hair, fur of a furry Pokemon, of a furry Pokemon.
Yeah, of course.
That's the side of the franchise I am not an expert in.
Yeah, I don't think we'll explore that part of it
straight up.
Yeah, that's not really.
Yeah,
something we dabble in.
So, yeah. They sell like hotcakes every time. Even when people are like, seriously, don't buy it.
Nah.
I gotta pick me a copy.
Yeah.
I gotta get me a copy though. Come on.
Yeah. I gotta train. Got to be the very best.
There's new guys I gotta learn.
There's new guys.
There's new guys I gotta.
How am I supposed to know every Pokemon if I'm not playing these games?
And I do. I know them all. Like that is like a large part of my brain space is knowing the name of every Pokemon and like its type, and like I can pretty much tell you all how they evolve. I can pretty much tell you like maybe a general idea of their stats. There's probably somewhere I was like I don't really know what the highest stat of this guy is, but I can take an educated guess on most of them, and I can tell you a lot more about some, a lot worse than others, but a large part of my brain
is devoted
is knowing like the 1025 Pokemon names, types, evolutions, locations, and is that a good thing? I don't know.
It's not for anyone here to judge.
Yeah.
That's for you to decide, what is good,
well,
what
I
is
think
not.
I think it's great.
Yeah. You know what? Me too.
I could be into like stocks or something.
Yeah.
And and I feel like that's like lame.
You could be into something like really bad, like murder, but you're devoting that time to Pokemon.
Also true. Saved me from being
a murderer. Yeah, probably.
Or
like a thief, a destroyer of
I could
property.
be into like theater or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be really bad.
I could be into like improv or something like that.
That'd be terrible.
That'd be god awful.
Yeah, luckily you've got your little guys.
Luckily I've got Pokemon to play, so I don't have time to perform. Yeah.
We have a few minutes left.
Yeah.
We can take these last few moments to touch on
dude, this one's it's gone by so fast.
Yeah, that's the power of Pokemon.
I'm like I could talk for hours more. I could go on forever about this.
It's kind of as if Dialga has twisted the dimensions, and what seemed like hours has been
Arceus has decreed that there is not enough time on Earth to speak about all the Pokemon.
Oh, we have fun.
Those are for the real heads.
Those are the real heads. For any Pokeheads out there.
Pokeheads out there.
Pokeheads. You were talking stats and things, because that's something I discovered very recently. Is sort of like the video games
VGC.
Competitive.
Yeah.
Yes.
VGC.
It's such, as somebody who played the game. By myself, for myself. For most of my life, it's really interesting to see how like the Pokemon who I never thought about are like the best in the game.
Yeah.
Like this Pokemon is so good, and I'm like, oh, they're kind of lame.
Yeah.
And like just stuff like the way the game is played so differently at the highest level. It's fascinating.
There's some nutty stuff that competitive it gets into. And it has gotten so much more popular in recent years than it ever has been before. There's this very weekend there's a regional event in Portland. And like so many people enter these tournaments now because also it's never been easier.
Right.
Every time a new game generation comes out, they only make it easier to get into the competitive side, to properly train your Pokemon and give you the tools you need to train them and set up their stats and set up their moves and stuff like that. Give them the items they need. It's complicated stuff. There's like, I mean, it's like math. It's like math.
There's so much
math. Real math. But it's also you also got to play with your heart. Like that's the other thing about
Amen.
it. Is that like you can use the best Pokemon, but there's still so much game knowledge and honestly like styles that other competitive scenes obviously have because you have fighting games, but those are all so interactive. Those are in the moment fighting games. You have to press the right buttons. You got to make the right calls. But Pokemon it's like turn-based. It's slow. There's not many competitive slow video games. You see your hero shooters, your team shooters. Those are so popular.
You are playing the game. That is directly your hands on the controller, your skill.
Yes.
Like that is the active.
Pokemon is
it's rock paper scissors with like a million extra steps. Yeah. But like you're just like,
a billion more interactions.
I'm going to throw rock this turn because I think my opponent's going to go scissors, but he could switch out in switch and paper, and if that happens, I lose. But, there's a 30% chance for
and
paper
he has an ability
miss.
that cancels all other scissors on the field.
Yeah.
So I can't do that there in just today. So I tuned into the stream like earlier when it started this morning just to peek in what was going on. In Thailand, they had a national event. And I don't know if it was the team that won or if it just got really far into the tournament, was Scraggy.
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 Yes.
Scraggy is a not fully evolved
Mhm.
Pokemon. Scraggy evolves into Scrafty.
Mhm.
So you might be wondering why use a objectively worse guy. And it's because of like Scraggy actually has more utility than its evolved form because it's slower, and if you use Trick Room, then if you use Trick
Now
Room,
it's
then all of
faster.
the spells are reversed. So now the slowest Pokemon goes first on the team. So now Scraggy can go before its teammates and its opponents. It has less HP, so that it can use the move Endeavor, which brings Pokemon down to the same HP as you do. It is this schizophrenic like thought process. You got to enter your mind palace when you're building a Pokemon team, because only a genius can think of how Scraggy.
I don't even know what Scraggy is. It's like a guy in a sack.
It's like a
little
lizard.
dude
It's like a lizard
in a
who's-
sack. He's holding his pants up the whole time.
Yeah, the idea, he's like a lizard guy, and he's like yellow, he's silly, and he's like shedding skin. It's not gross, it's just that
he's got so much skin, but it's like pants.
He wears it like pants, and so he's always sagging.
Yeah, and he's like pulling up his
are
pants.
sagging.
Why is he the best Pokemon in the game?
He got really far in the tournament because of his utility, and that's where the heart comes in. Only someone that puts their heart into it can look at
believe in
Scraggy,
Scraggy and be like,
look
this
at-
is my
look
guy.
Look at its toolkits. Look at the tools in its kit, and say, I can use this.
Wow.
And I think that's beautiful.
And an audience, if you take anything away from today's episode, everybody's Pokemon, everybody's Pokemon is someone's loves it.
Every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon.
Exactly.
Point blank. Period.
And think about that with people.
Yeah.
There's always something
Someone's
somebody has to
person
offer.
is
Yeah.
someone's. Wait. Every
Every
person
person
is someone's favorite person.
Yeah.
For good and for bad.
Yeah.
For good and not to get political.
Not
for
to
good
get
and
political.
for bad.
Yeah.
For good and for bad.
Cully, thank you
Wow.
so much.
Thank you
for such a fantastic episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me just talk.
It's
about
been a
some
it's been
stuff.
Yeah, and you did
Some
and you
stuff
did
that
so
doesn't
well.
matter.
Yeah, guys, like there's like actually real stuff happening in the world, and we just sat here and talked about
I'll talk
like
about this. I could be changing the world right now.
Yeah, you could, but you're doing something far more noble.
What's that?
Believing in little guys that don't exist. And that's beautiful.
Friendship.
Friendship
is what you're
no,
looking for
genuinely.
there.
Yeah, friendship is actually like the biggest theme of Pokemon. I think, like prevailing throughout the media. Yeah,
it is actually. Yeah,
yeah. It's
that is
like we're
100%.
friends.
We're
Your
friends.
Pokemon evolve when you're good friends with them.
Yep.
Like you just need to be good enough friends with your Pokemon, and they'll
Yep.
like you more.
Yep.
And they'll do stuff for you.
Yep.
They'll
fight tooth and nail. For
yeah,
you.
they'll be like
to death.
Sometimes they will refuse to die just because they like you so
That's
much.
a mechanic in
It
the
is,
games.
it
There's
is.
a friendship mechanic where the Pokemon can choose to die or not die
based on how much they like you.
Based on how much they like you.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good game, and thank you so much for coming on to discuss it,
thanks for
Cully.
having
It's
me.
been
Thanks for
a
having
privilege.
me. It's been my privilege.
I can say assuredly we are continuing our generational run of episodes. Thank you for not blowing it.
Yes,
you're awesome.
I'm so glad. So glad.
Before we go, anything you'd like to plug? Anything you'd like to say? Last words for the people.
Go watch the Pokemon regionals. They're streaming on. It's in Portland.
In Portland, yeah.
So if you're in Portland, go watch
Go.
them.
Go now.
Or it's on YouTube. And if you're curious to hear some of this nutty stuff I'm talking about at a professional level, it's a good place to do it, I guess.
It is.
So, yeah.
All right.
That's all I got. Thank you.
That's all you need.
Thank you.
Speaking of being professional, we'll be back again next week with a varying level of professionalism. I can't make guarantees, but I can say we will be back next week with another guest, with a new topic, with some exciting stuff. And Cully, thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
Signing off.
We'll
see y'all later.
Bye.
Radio Oh my goodness.
That was freaking sweet.